Hey girl, hey, it's your girl, that mom who cleans, and I'm back with another video. Guys, before we begin, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for 250 subscribers. Like, when did we get here? I literally just started in June and you guys are showing out. So I appreciate you guys, because if it really wasn't for you, I would not be here. The opportunities that I'm getting introduced to wouldn't be here, and I'm loving it. So let's keep this party bus rolling. Let's keep growing. Thank you for rocking with me. Keep rocking with me, because it's only up from here. And let's see how far we can take this, y'all. I bet you, I bet you, I bet you your girl is going to be able to hit 1,000 before the end of the year. What y'all think? It's August right now. I definitely think we could hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you didn't check out my last video, please do. It's doing great numbers. And check out all my other videos too. So let's get right into this. Now, usually you guys know I like to start with the kitchen, but I'm switching things up a little bit. Around here, we're starting with the bedroom, changing the sheets and just clearing out the floors, clearing out my end tables. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, we just moved into this apartment in June. No, was it? No, excuse me. We moved to this apartment July. I am wildin'. We moved in this apartment first week of July, and for the most part we're settled, but I really can't wait until we get the money for me to be able to start decorating everything how I want to. Like, everything that we have in our apartment that you see here came from our last apartment. So I really cannot wait to give my bedroom a makeover, because y'all, I haven't splurged on my bedroom in a long time. Like, I want to change the comforters, I want to add decor, the whole nine. So you guys are definitely gonna be here to see when I do like a little bedroom makeover, or decorate with me, however you want to call it, for my new bedroom. So now let me backtrack a little bit before I start chanting and ranting. Guys, if you do not know, hey girl, hey, my name is Jolene, and I am a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom of 2 under 3, and I am also a military wife. Now, my family just relocated from Bay Area, California to somewhere in these Texas streets, and I'm excited to see what Texas has to offer. So if you guys have any recommendations for places to eat, things to do, whether it's in the Dallas, Houston, Austin area, comment it down below, because I definitely want to start exploring my new home, because this is going to be home for the next 4 years. So we'll definitely get into what Texas has to offer. Now, back to what I was saying before with the decorations. I want to decorate my room when I have a little bit more money to splurge on it. As of right now, we don't have the budget for that. It's really us getting back to regular life. Hubby just started work a few weeks ago, and y'all, night and day. Oh my god, this base is night and day. Okay, like, my hubby's actually coming home, like, he's actually leaving the building when the sun is still up. Okay, he's leaving work on time, 4:30. He's not going to work, today at 5 a.m, tomorrow at 8, the next day at 7:30, the day after at 4:30. Nah, sis, we not doing none of that. Like, we going to work at 7:30 and we coming home at 5. Okay, like, what is this? Like, I really do love it over here, no cap. I love it over here, and I do hope it stays like that, because one thing about the military is that they will definitely akiki in your face. They will akiki in your spouse face. They will act like, they really care, and they'll put you through the ringer. And I find that so messed up. Like, don't sit and cap to my face and then treat my man like crap. Like, what you doing? Because remember, y'all send him home to me. When he comes home, I'm the one dealing with the attitude. I'm dealing with, everything that he couldn't say to y'all. Like, I'm getting all of that passive aggressiveness. So I'm going to really need y'all to keep the stress levels a little minimum. Okay. Okay. So now, I really want to get into this living room. Y'all, I'm going to start experimenting with the time of day that I record right here. It was about 9:30. I had just came back from taking the kids to school. And I'm not going to lie, y'all. I only had about 2 hours to clean the living room and the kitchen before I had to go back out to my appointment. Now, this week, guys, was a hard week. It was a hard week. I don't know if you guys can tell. If you're a regular on my channel, you'll see that I'm about a few days late with my posting. And that's because, guys, I have not been feeling good this whole week. Like, I'm not even feeling good right now. Majority of the week, hubby had to get the kids for me from school because I was at the infusion center at my doctor's clinic for pain control. I've been on my cycle, guys, for the past 2 weeks now, and it is not letting up. And me being on my cycle this long is causing my body to flare up. If you're new here, guys, I have sickle cell disease, and I pretty much deal with a lot of pain crises from my sickle cell. And I have a lot of triggers. Being on my period is one of them. And like I was saying, this whole week was really, really hard for me, especially knowing the fact that I also do chemo 2 to 3 times a week. So with me doing chemo, being on my cycle, and being in this active flare up right now, it's my typical spots, which is my lower back, my legs. It's not doing me good, y'all. So please bear with me if I'm a little bit late on my postings. I'm really trying my best to get you guys content. I'm trying my best to keep this house clean, but it's crazy because as I'm doing this voiceover and re-watching this footage of me cleaning the house, guys, the house looked like a before picture. Like, you know how when you got a before and after? Right now, my whole house, each and every single room is before. It's crazy on how fast, on how short-lived these cleaning sessions are. Like, me cleaning my kitchen literally only lasts a few hours, and the island is back to being a mess again. But it's all good because this is my job, And just like how everybody, have points of their jobs where they really like, and they have points where they don't like, this is one of them, the tedious, constant, repetitive cleaning. But it's all right though, because I honestly really wouldn't trade it for the world. The only thing I would trade for is the pay. Like, I need to start unionizing myself and negotiating for better pay, because this ain't it. So hubby, if you listening, mommy needs a up on her allowance, because cleaning up after y'all, all right. But look how nice I did this living room, just for it to be so short-lived when the boys came home from school, man. Insane. But look at this. Look at this kitchen. Look at this kitchen, y'all. Man, if y'all didn't know me, if y'all didn't know for me to be the type of clean person that I am, y'all would have really thought that I was some dirty gal. But it's all right though, because when my house is like this, I don't really freak out or go too crazy, because I know that I can just clean it up in an hour and it's gonna be spick and span. So if you want to judge me when my crib is looking like this, after I've done had a long day, I'm in pain, these kids driving me crazy, then judge me, But just know I won't judge you, because I actually know how hard it is to try and do everything, you know. It's really not easy. So as we get into this clip right here, I'm about to wash the dishes, wash the air fryer insert. I'm not gonna cap y'all. This air fryer insert oh my goodness. Like, I should be ashamed to I'm not even about to do it to myself. I ain't gonna do it to myself because y'all gonna roast me in the comments if I tell y'all like how long it takes for me to wash that insert. Like, no cap. But we ain't gonna do that. We gonna save the roasting session for later and enjoy me washing these dishes while I tell y'all about my week. So anyway, like I was saying, 2 or 3 out of the days this week, no, I'm lying, 2 days this week, I went to the infusion clinic for pain control. One thing that I like about my doctor's office is that the pharmacy, the cancer clinic, and his office is all in one building, and the hospitals that he affiliate himself with is across the street. Actually 2 of them, like, they're literally within a block of each other, which is pretty nice. I never been to the hospital that he's affiliated with. I've never been there yet. I've been to a chain of hospitals called Medical City, somewhere in the DFW area. So far, I haven't had a bad experience with them. Now, the only thing that I already see that I'm going to have a bad experience with is the amount of pain medicine that the state of Texas give. So apparently this state don't really like giving the amount of narcotics that I'm used to back in California. And also back in California, we go by something called a pain protocol, which is basically like a little PDF or Word document that your doctors type up, and it just tells the emergency room, like where to start with you in your pain medicine, how much, how frequent, and then when to give them a call if it's not getting better, things like that. So far I learned that Texas does not go by that, which sucks, because a big chunk of my emergency room care depends on the pain protocol, especially if you're in an emergency room that doesn't know you and they don't know your case. Having that kind of already cuts out the middleman of things, you know. And I also like having that because you get a lot of stigma having sickle cell disease, because a lot of these doctors really be thinking that we just there for the narcotics, we there for the pain meds, and like, come on, let's be real. Yeah, this ain't that. This ain't that. Like, if I really needed something, like, sis, I'm from the hood. If I needed to get perks or whatever the fuck y'all claim I'm coming here for, sis, I can get that from Tommy down the street and pay, a heck of a lot cheaper than y'all charging me to walk into the emergency room, to give me all of this hoopla and trouble, to be poking me 80-90 times just to still not find an IV, just to still not even end up giving me the amount that I take. Like, who got time to be going through all of this just for these little bit of pain meds that y'all be trying to fucking hold off on? So, it's really not that, and I really don't be having time for it. But that's why I like having the protocol, because it kind of really eliminates all of that, but out here, y'all, like, Texas don't really do it like that. So thankfully though, so far I haven't had any troubles. I haven't had much troubles dealing with getting what I'm used to getting for, my tolerance and for the level of pain that I normally have, which I'm grateful for. I already know that it's not, like, being realistic, it's not going to stay like this. I already know that I'm going to find issues, especially when it comes to being admitted. Like that's where the real nitty gritty of everything is. It's when we're admitted, you know? Like the ED, we can usually get through with whatever bullshit they try to play us with. But I don't know how the Texas system is with being admitted. So I'm super nervous when it comes to learning how this state works. But like I was saying, gracefully, this week I didn't really have to deal with much. I went to the emergency room one day out of the week because I could not tolerate the pain anymore. And then the next 2 days, I went to the cancer center for the pain control, which is basically like being in the emergency room just without the emergency room gimmicks and all of the BS, which I like, but at the same time, I don't really like using the infusion clinic like that, the cancer center like that, because I don't know, like to me, I feel like it's abusing their services. Like I kind of look at the infusion clinic when I'm not there for chemo. Like if I'm there for pain control, I really look at it as like a last resort. Like, if I really do not want to be dealing with the emergency room gimmicks. But thankfully, my hematologist is really, really awesome, and he lets me know all the time that to not feel like I'm abusing his services, and don't be afraid to message them and ask them to come in if I need to come in, because they haven't told me no so far. And they've been really accommodating, which I'm super appreciative for, because if you're a person with any chronic disease out here, please comment down below. Like just say yes, chronic disease like sufferer. I don't want you to have to say what you have if you're not comfortable with saying what you have. But if you have a chronic disease, I'm sure you already know the politics that's behind the hospital system. Like it's not fun at all. So that was really my week. I'm super grateful, like I said, that hubby is actually getting out on time, because that's what made it possible for him to be able to get the kids for me all the way in Dallas. And I was quite happy about that, because it gave me time to rest. And not only time to rest, but my doctor's office is like less than 10 minutes from my house. And if I was going there for pain control, I wasn't comfortable leaving there and driving 45 minutes straight to get my kids under that influence. So whenever I have to go to the emergency room or the cancer center for pain control, I usually like going straight home after. And chemo was a dud. I only did one treatment this week, if I'm not mistaken. That one treatment kicked my ass because I was already not feeling well pain wise. So I didn't end up doing my other two, and it was a few appointments that I had to follow up on that I also didn't have the opportunity to do because of me not feeling well. But it's okay, y'all. Like, appointments, they come and go. They always gonna be here. Like, I practically live at the doctor's, so that's really something that can wait for when I feel better. And that's why this video took a little longer for me to drop, because I had to stop way more way more often than I normally do. Now, of course, with you guys watching me, like it don't even really look like it, because we have the ability to, speed it up times 2 or times 4. We're able to cut out a lot of clips, the clips where I really had to take a seat because I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like all of that got cut out, so of course you guys didn't really get to see like the nitty gritty of things. But let me know if you guys definitely want me to at least start showing a little bit of that when I'm not feeling well, because I do want to be as transparent as I can. I want to be as honest as I can within my comfortability. You know, obviously I don't want to put my whole medical life on the internet, but I do want to be transparent enough to show that, you know, I'm not just getting through these cleaning videos the way how it's appearing. I'm taking a lot of breaks. You know, I'm stopping when I have to. I'm taking pain medicine around the clock. Like, I'm really trying, y'all, and I was really trying to stick it out. And I'm not gonna lie, like, me and hubby, you know, not really butt heads, but it was a lot of times where he wanted to take over cleaning the dishes and stuff like that for me, but I told him to leave it there because I had to record, and the dish will legit, you know, stay there for 1, 2, 3 days. And we both hate leaving dishes that long, but listen, I gotta get the content. I gotta record it, and I don't want you to touch it. Even though when you wash it, I know that it's going to be filled back before tomorrow night. But, you know, I still like to do it. And a lot of times too, guys, I have this guilt as a housewife and a stay-at-home mom and wife, where like I feel guilty when my husband have to come home and do some type of cleaning. Like, even till this day, like, he will force me to sit down and he'll do the chores right after he got home from work, or after he got home from work and got the kids, he would find himself, you know, cleaning or doing some sort of laundry for me if I'm not feeling well. Now, the days where I really cannot, I will let him, but a lot of times, y'all, I don't let him do it because, like, I feel like this is my one job. Like, I only have one job, you know, and it's to keep this house clean, and I can't even do that. Like, you have to go to work for 10, 12, 13, 14 hours and come home and still do the domestic chores. Like, personally, that bothers me tremendously. So I really do try my best to do it while remembering that I need to give myself grace, you know, and grace is something I do not give myself often because I feel like I have to get everything under the sun done at a certain time to keep my family rolling smoothly. But you know, that's a work in progress. That's something that, you know, we all have to work better on. We all have to work on being easier on ourselves, especially us moms, you know, moms that have multiple children, multiple little children at home that are still working or have other things going on. Like, like the world and ourselves expect us to get through everything, and it's like, how, sis? You know, how? Like, we have to normalize taking breaks and giving ourselves grace, and, you know, we have to normalize lightening up the load on our mental and physical. You know what I'm saying? So right here, I noticed that when I was cleaning the kitchen, like, my countertops are so white that, like, it creates like a off balance on the screen, and I was trying to also like fix that while editing, but it wasn't really working in my favor. So I guess now when I'm doing the kitchen, I'll just tweak with the settings while I'm recording, you know. But for the most part, it took me about 2 hours, 1 hour to do the dishes, and then another hour to wipe down the stove and do everything that you see me doing here. And yeah, so I started to warm up some leftovers that I had because I was hungry and I was not about to spend my husband's hard earned money on nobody's fast food. So I just started warming up the leftovers so I can eat before I head to the hospital. And yeah, so I'm thinking for dinner one of these days this week to do stewed turkey legs with this pasta brand that I be seeing at the supermarket. I forgot the name of it, but like it be coming with like stuffed cheese, stuffed spinach, stuff, all of that. So I got the 5 cheese one, and I'm gonna pair it with bell peppers, sauteed red onions, because we don't do white in this house, and turkey legs. I'm gonna fry the turkey legs first and then stew it up in a stew. And I think that's gonna be really nice, you know. So, like I said, on Sunday I'm going to be making the 5 cheese pasta with stewed turkey, and please leave me recommendations if you got this far into the video on what you guys like to make for dinner or even lunch, so I can try a new things out for my family. Now, to be honest with you, like my kiddos, will they take part? I don't know, and I honestly don't really care because I try my best to, cook home cooked foods. If they eat, they eat. If not, then so be it. But my toddlers, like for them, they'll be fine if their diet just only consists of macaroni, cheese, nuggets, and fries. So why am I gonna kill myself when y'all just gonna eat the same thing, But anyway, let's switch gears to the kids' room. Their beds is finally here, y'all. If y'all know the story with these kids' bed, I had ordered it from a vendor on Amazon when we had first moved to Texas, and that person basically took my money, tried to play me, try not to give me the product but take the bread. So I had to cancel everything, do a whole bunch of disputes, all that annoying stuff. And I was like, you know what, like y'all gonna be fine on the floor until I actually have a little bit of coins to spend on y'all bed. So with God being in my favor, of course, as always, their bed actually was being sold by another vendor, the same exact bed, but for $15 less. So it went originally from either $85 or $90 down to like $73. So of course I snatched 2 of those, and I also snatched 1 box of diapers each and 1 box of wipes. So that's what I'm restocking right here. My boys currently wear size 5, size 6, and I usually use the up and up wipes, but I didn't have money for that, and the Huggies one was on sale, so I just got the Huggies. But I personally don't like the Huggies wipes because I feel like they're super dry. The up and up wipes, you get much more. It's extremely moist, and I just feel like you get a bang for your buck. It's cheap, it's really moist, and it's actually good quality compared to the other brands, in my opinion. So now fast forward, as you can see, the Rugrats is home. Dad went and picked up nephews for me. I went and changed it to some shorts because we decided to get started in their room. So right here, I'm putting the wall decals that I had got from Amazon on to their walls. It's individual polka dot stickers, so I'm just going to be putting that, and they'll be helping me a little bit too, but that was short-lived because they kept putting all the stickers in one spot. And y'all, like, I don't got that much stickers to be, giving y'all to waste. So I let them do one or two, and then the rest I kind of really did myself while dad was getting started on the beds. Now, as y'all know, remember how I was telling y'all a few videos back that me and my husband, like, we're not a good team when it comes to teamwork, like building things. Like, we're not a good team, and I don't know when he'll actually ever really believe that for himself. But y'all, just like always, we were arguing the whole time. The whole time we was building these kids' bed, which took a minute, by the way. No. I do not like building things with this man because, one, I don't have patience. I was getting tired. I was not feeling well, and I don't like starting something and not finishing, and I was mentally checked out after the first bed, but I was like, no, like, I can't do that to y'all nephews. Like, I can't have one kid with a bed and the other one sleeping on the floor next to him. It's either y'all both in beds or y'all both on the floor. So I already knew that, mentally I was gonna be dreading this, But it's all right though, because I had took 2 edibles and I was honestly really just waiting for it to kick in at this point. I really should have took 4 edibles because these 2 edibles ain't do nothing. I was still stressed out. I was still yelling. I was still in pain. Like, what are y'all here for? Like, what are you here for? Your purpose is for pain control. It's to get me smacked so I'm not wilding on these kids. And you was doing none of that. None of it, Shout out to my barber though. Like, look at this cute little heart that he gave me. Shout outs to him. I don't think I'm going to be going back to him though, because he don't really know how to do designs other than like little lines and maybe just this heart. I need someone that could finesse me like how Nate was finessing me. So we're still on the quest of finding barbers, but I have a long list of people that I research. I just gotta go through them and see who I like, But here it is, me giving y'all nephews a chance. So I don't want to hear that, oh, I didn't include them or I ain't try to include them. No, I tried and it was messing up my aesthetic. So they had to go. I had to give them another task, which was nothing. Their task was to just be there. And before I forget, y'all, Lenny's birthday was on the 29th. Oh my goodness. Guys, y'all nephew is finally 2. 2 looking like 12 months. 2 going on 30. 2 thinking he my man, my father, my everything in one. But guys, I can't believe it. Like, I've been a mom for 3 whole years. Like, look at him. And can y'all believe everything on him was 18 to 24 months and it was still falling off of his behind. Like, I don't know when my baby gonna grow, but it's all right though, because listen, we ain't gonna worry about that. Size don't mean nothing, okay? Size don't mean ish. What means something is if you could back it up. What means something is if you're smart. What means something is if you're a good person, if you're God-fearing. That's what means everything. And that's what we raising these boys to be. So don't worry about his size, okay? Okay. So anyway, let's fast forward. Look how cute the wall is coming along though. But I kind of really had to stop here. Here's a little overview, all the way in the top and then a little bit all the way in the bottom. I have space to put more. I ran out. I only had bought about maybe 4 or 5 packs that I used on this wall. I probably need like 2 more to complete it. Which I currently have now sitting in their room because I had ordered it like around the time that I was doing this, and I just didn't want to do it yet. So I'll get to that when I get to that. And we're shifting gears to laundry. Now, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Sis showed up for work. I was really hoping that she had called out, but she didn't, because as y'all know, laundry, like, she don't like calling out. Like, sis like to come to work. She's the type of worker that like to clock in early, that likes to leave late, that likes to ask for overtime. She likes to overcompensate, go above and beyond. Employee of the month times three. girl girl, I'm gonna need you to take a day off. Like, laundry, take a day off, because I don't got time. Now, realistically, y'all, I had about 4 loads to do. I only got through the kids' clothes. Like, that's all I got through, just their clothes and a little bit of dad clothes. But everything else, like, is still in them hampers in the living room, staring right back at me. Like, I'm looking at 2 of them right now as we doing this voiceover, and we just gonna keep staring at each other. We gonna keep looking like 2 big Barneys, as Medea say. 2 big Barneys just staring at each other. You see me, I see you, we see each other, and I ain't doing nothing about it, because I don't feel like dealing with sis. Like, I don't. Now, like I said, y'all already know I like to get the kids out the way. I don't care if me and dad live out of the hamper. We could live out the hamper. But them, I need they shit to be organized. I need they shit to be laid out in their dresser, hung up, the whole nine. Because when I'm organized with the kids, I feel like my whole life is going great. You know what I'm saying? Because they require the most work. So here I am, you know, doing this ever so reoccurring daunting task of Miss Laundry. Now, here I had a true crime podcast on. Guys, let's shift gears real quick, because I'm not really a true crime girly, but lately I've been watching this channel. I think her name is Anna Elise 10 to Life, or Anna 10 to Life, but I'm sure if you just type in Anna 10 to Life, you'll find her, because that's how I type her in. And y'all, like, I'm loving sis. Like, I love the way she reports. She's super professional. Like, it don't feel like she's reading off of a script when she tells these stories. She do adequate research. Like, I'm loving the whole thing. And yeah, like, check her out. This true crime podcast, if I'm not mistaken, was about this mom that sadly had her autistic toddler. She didn't want to take care of her anymore, and she basically picked her up from school one day and put her in the closet and left the house, went on vacation or did whatever she had to do, and left the little girl in the closet. And the little girl died of starvation, and like, she was already malnourished to begin with. And it was a really sad story, because as a parent, like, don't get me wrong, it really be times where I be wanting to take these kids and ooh, I got these fighting hands up, y'all. Only if y'all could see me behind these screens. I got fighting hands up, because I really be wanting to okay, but I don't do it. Like, my kids, they're my life. Like, they're really my life. As much as they cause me stress, and I'm yelling all day and breaking up fights and dealing with tantrums because I gave the blue cup instead of the red cup, or one boy got Spider-Man and the other one wanted Superman. Like, that's nothing, for me to want to have them suffer, and for me to want to end their life, especially in a way by tying them up in a closet and just leaving them. That's crazy. Speaking of, like, I hope y'all hear y'all nephews in the back, because they in the living room doing the most. And I usually do these voiceovers when they go to sleep, but I really wanted to get this video out for you guys, and I'm not doing this voiceover over again. Like, every time I do this for you guys, I at least end up doing it 2-3 times. And this right here is my third time doing it, and I refuse. Like, I refuse. So we just gonna deal with y'all nephews in the background doing the most, because let's not act like this ain't your household too, okay? Let's not act like you don't got that door closed and it ain't a whole hot mess out there. Like, come on, because I know it is, and it's okay if it is, because that's what I am. That's what this is. I am she, I am her, she is me. You know, we is each other, and it is all right. There's no judgment here. You know, we're all moms, we all got toddlers, they all act the same, and that's fine. Now, shout out to dad for getting this first bed down packed though. Like, low key, I wanted to do everything else in front of his face just so I didn't have to help him, but I was helping him at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to have to help him physically do these beds, but I still wanted him to see me do shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me fold this laundry in his face, because that way he can't say that I ain't doing shit. You feel me? Because I really don't want to help with this bed. So we just gonna do laundry and try to, let's try to play it off as much as we can. So I'm putting the kids' clothes away, and as you can see, I took another hamper because I really thought I had it in me, but nope, I ain't have it in me. So guess what, y'all? That hamper went right back in their closet, out of sight, out of mind. I ain't touch it. I don't care. I don't feel bad. It is what it is. All right, shifting gears. Now I'm putting away the boys' laundry, and from here we will just be doing the rest of the beds, the second bed, I mean, there's only two, and putting up the curtains, and then that's really it for the night. One thing that like I had said, that I'm happy that I did or didn't do was my lack of helping dad with the first one. But child, we was going at it. Like, the little bit that I was involved in had us back and forth, and I was really over it. It was past their bedtime. On top of that, like, if I'm not mistaken, it was going on 10 o'clock. We had finished about 11:30. That's the latest that the kids had went to bed. And yeah, usually, like, I'm a stickler for bedtimes, but lately I haven't really been a stickler because of the simple fact that we're coming from the Pacific time coast, and their bedtime was 8:30 in California. So I usually like having it be 9:30 here in Texas for a little bit, and when we get settled in, probably like next month, or like a little bit mid-September, that's when I'll put it back to 8:30, because I kind of want them to adjust to this time zone properly before I just shift their whole stuff around. So yeah, so this day they went to bed kind of late, but oh well, they'll be alright. And one thing that I want to shift gears real quick on is these little adhesive things for the curtains. I like these. Like, I noticed that they work well with the smaller windows, like what you see my kids have. I tried them for my living room windows, which are 10-11 foot ceilings, and they didn't really work out that well. I think because my curtains are heavy and they're like floor to ceiling curtains. And they just need to have a little bit stronger adhesive for something of that size. But for the children's room and eventually my room, I think it's a good addition if you don't want to drill in your walls. It's super renter friendly, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a 10-pack for like $15. So it's affordable too. I will definitely have it linked down below in my description box. I will also have the kids' bed down below, and a few other things that I have in the kids' room, or that I see in these clips that I feel like would be of good use to you guys. And yeah, so here we are. Of course, when putting these videos together, you guys don't really see the nitty gritty, but let me just tell y'all that we had put this bed fully together, then had to like take it completely apart because it was wrong. So that already like had me on edge and annoyed, and them wooden pieces, y'all, was even more annoying to like stay in the middle. Like it is one of them things where like you have to hold it just right, and if not it's going to fall down. And I was pissed off, and me and hubby was arguing, and I wasn't even trying to deal with it no more, to be honest with you. So I had turned my show on. I was currently watching Longmire, which is a nice western country cop show that takes place in Wyoming, and that show is pretty good. Now, you guys might be like, oh, you know, you in Texas now, so now you having the feels of everything country and such. But if y'all know me, guys, I've been a city slash country girl. Like, I've always loved country music my whole life. I've always wanted to like line dance and wear cowboy boots and the whole nine. I just never had the opportunity to because I was born and raised in the city, you know. But yeah, so anyway, we finished that bed off, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the, yep, damn, that was the first one. Here I am thinking it was the second one. Well, whatever I told y'all for that bed that we just saw, apply it to the second one. The first one wasn't that bad. It was the second one that really had got us like, you know, getting on each other's nerves. But of course, y'all not really gonna see that because I skipped over that, cut clips, X, Y, and Z. But of course I had to try the bed out because, you know, it don't pass the test if, you know, if it can't hold my weight. I'm only 130 pounds. Like, if it can't hold my weight, how is it gonna hold these little 30-pound babies? Like, come on now. But here we are getting the second part done. And like I said, y'all, this bed was a really good deal, a really good bargain. It was only about 70 something dollars. So for the both of it, I had only paid about 150 something after taxes, which in my opinion is a really good deal for two, you know, crib size toddler beds because they have the crib mattress. And since they're only 3 and 2 right now, I'm thinking in about 2 to 3 years I'll upgrade them to either twin or full size. We'll see. We're still going to be in this house by then, so obviously the bed have to be able to fit the room. And although their room is big enough to fit 2 full sizes, I also don't want their room to just be all beds, you know what I mean? So I just might get them 2 twin size beds in about 2 years to upgrade them, but for now this is perfect. And yeah, so for the rest of this video, it's really just us putting the rest of this bed together. And once dad had really finished the touches on the bed, I had of course tested it out again by laying down on it, and then I put both mattresses on, slapped their blankies on, and honestly tossed both boys right on it and shut off the lights. And that was really the night. Like, they were already ready for bed at this point. I had stopped somewhere alongside this video multiple times. It's not shown here, but I had took multiple breaks to feed them dinner, to get their PJs on, their bedtime routine, the whole nine. That was another one of my excuses to not completely help dad put together this bed. And I ain't ashamed of it because we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and my weakness is putting together furniture. I don't have the patience for it. I don't got the time for it. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather do everything else. So that, it was really what summed up this night, was just getting everything set up bed wise and getting them into bed and ready for school the next day. I can't remember if this was Friday or if this was Thursday, but it was one of them days. Either or, if they had school the next day, best believe they was up by 7 a.m. If they didn't, that's cool. For the rest of their wall, by the next video, you would probably already see the rest of their wall filled out. I don't know if that's going to be something I film, just because it's not like a big chunk that I have to do. It's already done for the most part. And yeah, everything else for their room is pretty much finished. Like, I want to create a reading nook for them, so I'm eventually going to get bookshelves, and their little couches is going to be to the left of where you see everything is now, and I'm going to have bookshelves and their couches will be there. That will serve as their reading nook, and their dinosaur decorations or whatever other decorations I decide on switching to will be on the side where their TV is at. I might get a few name signs from Etsy, might not, depends. I'm going to play around and see, what I want to do and not do for this room. I kind of want it to be different from their last one, but I don't want it to be like, too crazy, because they're toddlers. Like, they don't need the most, but I still want to make it feel at home, because this is their space. Like, when I choose to lock them up in here and close that baby gate because I want to take 10 minutes to myself because I'm touched out or I'm tired AF, I want them to actually enjoy this space, But for the most part, I'm very proud of the progress. Like I said, everything that you see, we mostly already had. The only thing that's really new is their beds and the wall decals, and of course these balloons, because my baby birthday was on the 29th of July and he is 2 now, just in case you missed that. So yeah, so this is the end result for this night. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you guys again for 250 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next one.